Hello, this is ZDs. Welcome back to another Mario Maker 2 video. Clearing more uncleared 2019 levels. I have no idea where we are at this point. The Beast hasn't done a video in a couple weeks, but we were knocking them out pretty hard. What was it? Was it under 50? I don't think we're under 50. We're under like 80, I think. Anyway, I have five levels for you on this video. This first one was recorded in the previous session, and I completely forgot to add it, but that's okay, because I had plenty of material. This one is a fairly good level. I wouldn't say great, but it's perfectly decent, and it has a very nice aesthetic. Night theme ice, slippery. If you don't play the game, you might not realize that it's slick. The physics are slick, so I might look like I'm making stupid moves, but in fact it's because I just haven't accounted for the slipperiness. I'm already at the checkpoint. This is not a very long level, but yeah, I got the checkpoint. I had a damage boost through one jump early on because it was quite hard. But that's okay. I could do that. I got through it. So checkpoint, we're at this part. Couple of somewhat tricky platforming tricks here. Watch out for Mr. Chain Chomp, and we have some wigglers. Yeah, you see it's a slip right off of that platform there. The Chain Chomp killed me, so the next time I go through this section, I'm going to attempt to kill this Chain Chomp just to get him out of the way. And you can do that by sliding up a hill or sliding down a hill. And I just have to time it right, and the Chain Chomps are a little random. They kind of aim towards you, but they don't always aim towards you. They kind of aim in your general direction, but there's a little bit of RNG on there, and you know, you can't always judge it. I'm actually afraid of the chain jump on the right because I can't kill that one. So I'm gonna see what's above. And actually, if you get past that chain jump on the right, that's the end. But I apparently came out down the back route and found his little ending with the skull platform. But whatever, that works. Yeah, I give that one a like. Like I said, it's not the greatest level, but it's pretty decent. Not terrible, winky. Yeah. So if you remember the last episode, there was a coin collecting level that just took forever. This one literally tells me it's the boring level, and it's fairly similar. I am only going to show the winning run on this one, and I'm going to cut the crap out of it because there's a lot of waiting around on donuts. It's a very stupid level. I really don't understand people's obsession with making bad levels. I don't know why people think it's funny or what. But yeah, I found these hidden coins right away, and they are required because you have to come up here and get a red coin, and you do need the red coins in this level. So we'll fade to the end of this. If you go down here with the Goombud, you get trapped because there are Kaizo blocks. So you have to wait for him to come back to kill him. Now, one thing I didn't realize the first couple of times I went through this level is all these pipes were enterable. And I missed some red coins, so it was like I had to go through it again. This level only took me like maybe 4 or 5 lives, but so yeah, we gotta wait for all these bricks to be broke, and then there's a POW at the end of it, and you see the muncher barely on screen on the right. Of course, I want a shellmet, and I'm gonna go back and get a shell. Turns out to be valuable. I don't necessarily need it, but it does turn out to be valuable. Get to the end of this, and we have some Yoshi. You're supposed to grab one of the Koopas, but that's actually hard to do, so that shell comes in handy. Spit the brick, spit the shell into the bricks, and there's a key. But you have to go through this pipe, and I forgot that I need to take damage. Because I need that shell mitt, or the spike mitt. And I already have a helmet. So I'll let the Koopa hit me. Thankfully, there's a way to take damage there. And we will grab the spike. One thing I forgot, I have looked at the level editor because I wasn't sure where the other coins were at one point. One thing I forgot is I can actually go up through that spike mitt, where the pipe where the spikes fall out. You can go up there and skip this whole donut block section that's coming up. Yeah, in fact, you don't even need that key, because if you go through that pipe by the spike helmet, you come out the other side here. But you have enough time to do this. I had not looked at the level. I looked at it afterwards and saw that. But yeah, there's a pipe up above here that you can't really see. Yeah, that's it. He was not lying. It's a boring level. I booed it. It deserves a boo. But it's off. It's gone. It's cleared. It's in Endless now, so you can thank me for that. Yeah, terrible level. Yeah, I think it only took me 4 lives, I think? I don't know. On to the 3rd level, Builder Mario's Fiery Gauntlet. 3D World, Builder level, which you don't see very often, and when you do, it's usually kind of garbagey. A lot of excavation. I like the Builder suit. I like 3D World. And there aren't a lot of good levels based on it. So this one is actually, it's a very difficult level. And it had over 200 tries. In fact, I actually did look at who had tried it before, and my old friend Shane, who often comments, had played it recently, I think. I don't know if he's still watching. He hasn't been commenting lately. I don't know if he's been watching. Yeah, he didn't clear it, obviously. I took it off the board. But I assume he got it in Endless. I know he was playing Endless Expert for a while ago. And maybe it was an Expert. This is a Super Expert level. But you never know how they categorize that stuff. They do it on how long it takes the player to upload. But if 200 people have played it and no one's beat it, you'd think it would be Super Expert. It is, in fact, a Super Expert level. It should be anyway, because it's very hard. I didn't time that very well. You don't need it. You don't need to. You do need to get out of there with a mushroom. You don't have to play with those boxes at all. They're just there to block your path, I think. Now this part, a little bit, you have to figure out the order of operations. You don't want to go up there because you'll get stuck. Although he does give you a way to die, even though you haven't hit a checkpoint. But you know, you can tell that he's thinking about things. I get hit, and I need to damage boost through these icicles, and I can't now because I'm small, so I'm gonna have to die. Could just start over at this point, but yeah, I'm just looking around to see if there's anything. We're obviously looking for a builder suit at this point. So I make it this time without getting hurt, so I can go through here. I'm still looking around a little. One thing I will say about this level, criticism, is that it starts off, this first section is pretty good, and then I get a checkpoint, and the second part is also good, but a little too much, I think. A little too hard, a little too confusing, not as fair. I do end up giving this one a like, just because you don't see a lot of builder levels. I could have screwed myself by throwing that box, by the way. I was like, oh crap, I hope I don't mess it up, but at least he gave me a couple spots. I was a little afraid he was going to drop me in the lava, that's why I threw the box in there. Yeah, there were X's in the second. Here's the checkpoint. There were X's on the second part, but whoever had gotten this far couldn't pull it off, and not surprising because honestly, even when I knew what to do, exactly what I needed to do, it still took me like a half an hour to be able to pull it off. This part is really hard. You have to time the hammer swing so you wreck that thwomp. And it's also extremely difficult because it's really easy to just blast through him and die. You have to land on that, the exclamation block. Here, I get on the ledge, but I accidentally back off of it. The best way is to hit the thwomp so you kind of stop and then kill him. But if you do whale past him and you're quick enough, you can stall and land on the extended exclamation block. Here, I'm really worried about what's down here. So I kind of want to play with the boxes. I will say that whoever made this level, this is probably his first hammer level. He probably just got it from the story mode. And he did not calculate that I could pull out boxes. There's probably some cheese to be had. If I fell in certain areas, I could land in the lava on a box. But there's not much practical use. And I'll show you, coming up here, there's a spot where I think I have to use the boxes, and they kind of screw me over. Here, yeah, this happens here too. Although if I reacted quicker, I could have jumped. I just wasn't sure what was going to go on. And I actually thought like he would break the box and I would fall on him, but that's not how that worked out. So yeah, you want to ride the wall down here and trigger this thwomp. And again, an arrow would have gone a long way here, but you're supposed to go up here, and I can't see what's up. So yeah, this is starting to get a little unfair. Yeah, there's just areas in this that could be more fair, that could be clearer. I still think it's a pretty good level, but it could be better, for sure. I ground pounded there, and I wasn't able to duck fast enough to get under here. You have to duck. So here, I'll jump up here, and I'm glad I bounced off that wall because I could have got crushed by that thwomp. Yeah, there's, I guess you could say, a blind thwomp. So here, they give you a spring, right? My instinct is to keep the spring, so I build some boxes. The fact is, he wanted you to put the spring down and jump off the spring. But I don't know that. I assume he knows I can pull up boxes, and he probably does know that. He just didn't think about it. So I'm going to keep the spring here, and it kind of screws me. I could have fixed that, but I was confused. And here I still don't use it. I just don't bring the spring. So this part honestly almost got me to boo it. These sound effects really bother me, and I never quite figured this out. There's a bunch of buzzes that kind of mean that you're doing something wrong. And I kept thinking, I have to bring the hammer suit. How do I never figured out a way to get through there with the hammer suit. I don't know if it's possible. You get to this part, you have to react really quickly. We'll watch the whole from checkpoint. Well, I guess I show it a couple of times, but after this, we'll watch the whole thing from checkpoint. Yeah, that's a hard trick to not get crushed by that thwomp. You could just fall off the edge, but it's really hard to time, or you can ground pound, but that's really hard to time. We'll see it when I get up here. I actually use the ground pound method. You have to do low jumps here, or else you get hit. I like these setups at the beginning here. This one, like I said, well, I think I go through them here. Yeah, I do show this at least once. I twirl and immediately wall jump off the blocks as they're coming towards me. I did get crushed a couple of times. I did also, I would twirl and not be able to catch the wall, and I never understood that I couldn't wall jump. We just skipped the springs entirely. There's no point. Oh no, I do use it. I take damage here, but you know what? I think you have to take damage at these last parts. If you can get the builder suit through here somehow, I never figured out a way. If the sound effects weren't there, I might actually be able to figure out a way. You could get through this last part really easily because you could smash these thwomps. So here, we're gonna ground pound right here. Make sure we're kind of holding down so we go down the pipe and not get crushed, and there it is. That took me like 35 minutes to get through. After I figured everything out, that is. I had to fast forward and cut a whole 35 minutes out of this video near the end. From when I saw the flag to when I actually got it. Yeah, a tough level. But I do think it's pretty good. Onto the fourth level. This, oh my god, this was making me so mad. This is one of those levels you're like, why would you make this? And I'm only going to show the final run because this is all memorization. You just watch this. I had to figure out every step of the way because it's dark and I can't see where the platforms are. Why would you make this? It infuriates me. This isn't hard in a fair way. It's hard in a, okay, I've got to keep going through and I've got to remember every step of the way, where I am, what's going on, what I have to hit, how far I have to jump. Because a lot of times you jump to, I mess up here. And yeah, if you haven't figured out, there's a boomerang that are coming up these, several boomerangs I think that are coming up these tracks. And eventually they if you wait around, they catch you. There it is right there. And then you get this hallway. You can probably do this faster if you twirl twice, but it's hard, and I was a little afraid I would be too close to the wall and I would spin jump off it, which would kill me instantly. I got caught at that last platform like 2 or 3 times. Yeah, oh my god, why? Like I said, when you're just watching somebody do it and win, it doesn't look super hard, but it would have been boring to watch me experiment and figure out where every platform was. Yeah, you could, that's like a blind run, blindfolded speed run type thing. Yeah, oh. People, dark levels are almost always terrible, but you do something like that, it's like, you know, poke my eyes out, it's just as easy. Yeah, whoever made that, screw you, you're terrible. Okay, and on to the last level. We're gonna spend almost half the video on this last level because this is a doozy. And it's not that it's very hard, but it's hard in a incredibly unfair ways. And man, they were not thinking when they made this. They thought they had something tough and crazy, but the fact is, it's just a sloppily made level. To note, you have to start this level off by blind jumping onto a 1-block cloud. And where is it? I don't know. Even pause buffering probably wouldn't be very valuable in this case, but yeah. Eventually, I just kind of learned how fast I had to run. And then when you land on that block, if you remember in 3D World, if you jump from really high and land, you do this yippee animation that stops you cold. Yeah, right there. And it always catches you off guard. And I boo it right there. I'm like, I'm sick. I'd probably tried this, like, I probably had to do this like 20 times before I got it right. So yeah, you stop cold. And then there's a really difficult jump up here. So I eventually would just pause when I landed. Just stop, take a breath, and then you have to get a run speed on this, so I do a little jump thing. And I had no idea. He has no indicators. I think it might be a girl, actually. I think it's a female avatar anyway. We'll just call them they. They had no idea, no indication. No help to the player. So I was using the Wizardless program a lot on this one. I tried, you know, I would leave it open and I would play with the level for a while. when I was confused or lost, I'd look at it and then be like, okay, here's what I'm supposed to do. A lot of times, even looking at that, I was like, I'm not 100% sure. And I think a lot of this... Oh, and there was also a point where, in this level, where my controller had died, so I had to use a backup controller. And the reason I got a new controller is because the backup controller was garbage, and it wasn't allowing me to push down very well. So there might be a couple of deaths here where, why didn't you just, ground pound? And that's why. Yeah, here. Oh, there's an arrow from above that I didn't see until long after I got there. And I'm not even sure. It's just pointing out that there's an exclamation block. There's no, maybe if there's an arrow where I was supposed to throw the POW block, it would make sense. Wait, here, that's a place where, why didn't you just ground pound? It's because my controller wasn't working. So finally my good controller, which is actually pretty crappy as well, got recharged, and then I was able to start playing for it. And here, okay, am I supposed to throw that? Am I supposed to walk through there? Oh, apparently there's no reason for that pipe, because all I have to do is jump over it. There's my ground pound. Yeah, watch. I'm like, I think he wants me to go through that pipe. I really don't know what he's thinking, or they're thinking. You just have to wonder, like, I mean, I know you play around with the game, you get ideas in your head. Yeah, I have to keep dying because I just have no clue what they want me to do. It's just absolutely inscrutable. And this level had over 200 tries too. Twirled a little too early there, I think. There you go. That's better. Here's another completely blind jump. I land on a platform and I jump and I slam into some spikes. Here, I'll take that slow. And here, I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen when I do this, but you long jump and you bounce off that ant, which I think might be the only enemy in this whole level. No, there are enemies in the subworld. There are some skip squeaks. There you go. That's better. That's a kind of a neat setup if it works. And you're supposed to throw it, and I'm like, well, for some reason he leaves this open, so I'm just gonna go in here and hit it with my head. I lost the POW block. Yeah, a lot of their setups don't even make sense. I'm looking for cheese at this point, is why I go back down. I'm like, can I get past here? Because I don't want to go in the subworld. I want out of this level already. The subworld is even more ridiculous than the main world. It's there are coin trails everywhere. I think they had a very clear plan on what they wanted you to do, but man, you fall down here, it's just like the Wild West. There's no rhyme or reason to anything here, and you're like, okay, there's stuff. Where am I going? Throw this through here. It pops out the other side. I guess I'll just follow it. Well, I'm over here now, so let's follow this coin trail. There's a warp block, and here's the second checkpoint. I just like stumbled into the second checkpoint. Now I'm looking over here, and I'm on the other side of where the beginning was, so I'm like, okay, I mean, I kind of just fell randomly. So let's do that again. Oh, there's some cat bells on parachutes. I could have got those in the first fall if I wanted to. So there's a question block over here, and there's a thwomp puzzle, which looks hard, but we're not in Endless. We have infinite lives, so we're just gonna see what's in that block and see if we can get it. And now we see that we have a mushroom in that block, and I'm like, okay, I do want that, or do I? I think I do. He gives it to me. Why shouldn't I grab it? So I try to get this. I don't think I ever got the mushroom. But you know, eventually, I've played with this for a while, and I think I even showed quite a bit of it in the video. But I really want that mushroom, and I can try to figure out a way to get it, but it's really hard. And yeah, I don't think I ever got it. And eventually, I'm like, well, why would I need that mushroom when I can fall down this way and get those cat bells? The only reason for the mushroom, I guess, is so you could damage boost past these skip squeaks, but you can get past them. It is very difficult. So yeah, now I have a cat bell. So where does that get me? I'm in random spots on the bottom. Okay, I guess I'll just go down. I guess we'll see what's over here. There's just, I'm like really unsure. There's a cat, there's a tree. Okay, I guess we're on the bottom left side. Let's see if this is the bottom. Yep, that's the bottom. There's some lava right there. I know where the floor is now. So, okay, there's some coin trails. Let's kind of follow them. Okay, we have an on-off switch. That seems pretty important, so we'll hit that. It's really hard to react to that kind of stuff, and I'm like, okay, I guess that kind of seemed like the right thing to do, although I'm not sure exactly. I could have got here before I even got the second checkpoint, so I'm not sure what the point of the second checkpoint is. Oh my god, I really don't know what's going on in this damn level. Eventually I play around with it enough, and eventually I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna look to see where I'm supposed to go. And if you notice, there was a warp block in the middle there, and I'm like, I can get to that warp block just by wall jumping by the skip squeaks, and so that's where I need to go. I don't need to get a cat bell or anything. I guess a cat bell could help me if I could get back up to where I needed to go, but I don't need it. I looked to see how to end the level, and I'm like, there's no need for a cat bell. Maybe they thought I had to, but here's a nice blind jump to get to this block. But I'd rather just do this over and over again than go through whatever the hell is down below me, because I have no clue what they want me to do down there. Eventually, I kind of got the right angle. And, yeah. So we're here. I actually did die once in this part. It's actually kind of a hard jump, that first one. And you'll see me pause a couple of times. I'm just checking the wizardless program to make sure, like, it's completely blind. I have no idea, and I'm just gonna keep dying over and over again. It's just not worth it. I think they might have wanted me to have a cat suit right here. I don't know, but it's not required. I can get through it without it. What the ever-loving heck is this level? It's just what, like, I don't know if they didn't test it very well, or they didn't think that I could skip a lot of it, or what. But there is just no way to follow it logically. It's just, that whole subworld is just open for you to do whatever. Well, if you've made it this far, this is the end. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. You have a nice day now.